So throughout your process of talking to clients, you might get some what we call objections or even questions. You might get someone that you may feel like they are, in some cases, not sure about a topic, or maybe they're just genuinely curious, or maybe it's that they read something, or Uncle Chester told them something about something that you have talked to them about, and so what I'm going to teach you is a couple of ways to really kind of neutralize and move forward with these processes. So the first thing I'm going to teach you is that the only objection you cannot overcome is the one you don't know. And so if you're not acquainted or comfortable with asking questions, that's going to lead you down a path where there might be some objection or some unanswered question that someone has, that if you don't know that that question exists, they're not comfortable making a decision. You reach an impasse. They say, I just want to think about it. And then they never end up moving forward. And you've invested a lot of time and education into them. And really, the positive is we did educate them, but did we really put any products or strategies in place that are really going to make a difference for that client's life? And so, for example, someone might say, well, I read something online. At first, your initial response or your initial thought might be to go right at and combat whatever they say. I read this online that says this is bad about this, or I'm not sure about this, or I've always been told you shouldn't do this. And you might think, oh, I watched that training. I know exactly I know the talking points for that. But I'm going to encourage you to actually add one step before that, which is to say, that's interesting you say that. What makes you say that? Take that moment to pause and gather yourself and say, that's interesting you mentioned that. What makes you say that? And then they're going to tell you more about it. And if you're an active listener, what they tell you is going to give you the solution to how to overcome that objection. And so when someone says something to the effect of, is this that? Or let's just talk about maybe you're in a situation where you're talking to a new business partner and they say, is this sales? Now you could say, oh, no, it's not sales. But how do you know that that was a negative? You could say, that's an interesting question. What makes you say that? And they might say, well, I just really don't like sales. I'm not a salesperson, in which case you can really highlight the fact that we're financial educators and that there's a little small amount of sales in what we do, but most of what we do is truly education. Or they might say, is this sales? And you don't ask the question and you assume they think it's a negative, but really they were saying, gosh, because I love sales. I really hope this is sales because I've done a lot of sales training and I've had sales experience and I was really hoping I could use some of those skills. And if you jumped right in and talked about how it's not sales, you might have kind of shot yourself in the foot a little bit. So taking that moment to say, that's a great question. I'm interested. What makes you ask that? Tell me more about your concern there, is going to slow the whole process down. It's also going to give you a minute as a professional to collect your thoughts and to come up with an eloquent, well thought out response where you can overcome whatever that question that they have. And that way, you come off as very professional and educated and very poised and prepared for that conversation. And from the client side, they feel like that they were listened to and they were heard and you answered all their questions in a thorough, professional manner. And now they feel comfortable and confident to move forward with your recommendation.